I support artificial intelligence or AI is allowed for use by students assignment is based on any reasons. The first argument is for education equality. My students don't have any tutors, good learning or support or time to study. So according to educational technology reviews, AI can give personalized feedback and explanations to all students, not only those who can afford private help. So banning AI actually increases inequality. Allowing AI helps give every student at the same chance. My second argument is about efficiency and emotional health for all students, which people already discussed. Students today face heavy workloads, stress, and burnout. Studies from AI in education platforms show that AI can help reduce routine tasks like grammar checking, summarizing, or structuring ideas. This gives students more time for real thinking and creativity, and also protect their mental its well-being. My third point is that AI prepares students for the real world. In modern workplace, AI is already used for writing, analyzing, and problem solving. Research paper in 2025 show that most university students already use AI, but schools often don't teach responsible use, allowing AI teach students how to use it ethically instead of ignoring reality. The main problem is not AI, is the lack of guidance. Banning AI will not stop students from using it. It only pushes them to use it secretly and incorrectly. But if teachers allow AI with clear rules, students will learn honestly, digital literacy, and also critical thinking. As one AI ethics review states, education improves integrity more than restriction. In conclusion, AI should be allowed because it supports equality, reduces unnecessary stress, prepares students for future careers, and promotes responsible learning. The goal is not to remove humans from learning, but to help humans to learning better. Thank you.
The motion to allow students to use AI for completing assignments is not just misguided, it is catastrophic corruption of education itself. AI-generated assignments are an intellectual abomination, completely eroding any semblance of student effort, originality, or critical thought. By permitting AI to give out some ideas and fully formed arguments with zero cognitive engagement from students, we are cultivating a generation of lazy, intellectually bankrupt drones who cannot think for themselves and will be utterly useless in any real-world profession. Allowing AI to replace genuine student work turns universities into diploma mills where grades become meaningless and diplomas become worthless paper. The professional world will rightly laugh at qualifications earned by those who never truly mastered the material, but merely mastered the art of prompting an AI. This will flood the workforce with unskilled, replaceable individuals who have sacrificed creativity, problem solving, and adaptability on the altar of convenience. Employers will have no choice but to deeply distrust graduates, inflicting long-term damage on the reputation and integrity of educational institutions everywhere. Worse still, this policy perpetuates gross inequality. Only the wealthy will access high-quality AI tools, while poorer students are inevitably left behind, deepening the digital divide and making academic success a commodity for the privileged few. The reckless imposition of this policy disrespects hardworking educators who must carry the impossible burden of policing and redesigning assessment to police AI-generated work. In essence, this motion represents a disgraceful surrender to intellectual bankruptcy, an insult to every student who works honestly, and a betrayal of the fundamental purpose of education. AI should be a tool for enhancement, not a weapon for cheating. To allow AI to substitute genuine student effort is to destroy the very foundation of academic integrity, diminish the value of education, and doom an entire generation to stupidity masquerading as success. This motion must be unequivocally and aggressively rejected. Thank you.
Well, the opposition case is built on a misunderstanding of how technology, when managed properly, can revolutionize learning. AI is not about substitution, it's about augmentation. To counter the opposition's narrative, we propose that AI is integrated as a tool for efficiency and scaffolding, such as brainstorming, outlines, checking grammar, or automatic citations, tasks that are administrative, not cognitive. Crucially, the final work must always reflect the student's own crucial thinkings. We mandate that teachers design assignments that demand deep, specific analysis and real-world applications, tasks that single AI prompt cannot solve effectively. This mechanism protects the thinking process while leveraging the power of the tool. The opposition argues that AI destroys academic integrity because it does the thinking for the student. This is simply not true. Under our model, we refute the claim that the student's role in the thinking process disappears. The purpose of high-level education is not to train students to manually summarize texts or spend hours formatting footnotes. The purpose is analysis and critical judgment. By automating low-value tests, AI frees the student's time and cognitive energy to be spent on deeper research, stronger argument construction, and engaging with complex ideas. When a student uses an AI to outline a paper, they are not avoiding learning, they are learning to manage a powerful tool effectively, which is a skill far more valuable in the modern professional landscape, just like right now. The process does not disappear. It elevates to a higher intellectual level.
Okay, so as the deputy leader of opposition, I stand to reinforce and clarify our team's stance in rejecting the motion that would allow students to use artificial intelligence or AI to complete their assignment. The leader in opposition has already shown that such legalization undermines the learning process, threatens academic integrity, and widens educational inequality. I want to emphasize that the proposition's claim that AI is merely a tool does not reflect reality. When AI can produce ideas, structure, and fully develop arguments with a single instruction, the student's role in the thinking process disappears. This is not efficiency in learning, it is efficiency in avoiding learning. The proposition has also failed to explain how the teachers can maintain fair assessment when the line between original student work and machine-generated output become increasingly blurred. Expecting teachers to overhaul the entire evaluation system only adds to the burden in already complex educational environment. The negative impact does not stop at the loss of genuine learning. Early dependence on AI creates a generation of students who lack foundational understanding when they progress to higher levels of education. By the time they enter university, many will not have the analytical skills needed to handle more advanced tasks, making the decline in academic quality inevitable. Inequality also becomes more pronounced as access to high quality AI depends on device, digital literacy, and economic capacity. This policy therefore magnifies the achievement gap between students who have adequate technological access and those who do not. As an attraction of our arguments, I highlight that legalizing of AI for assessment will damage the credibility of educational institutions and diminish the quality of the future workforce. When assignments can be completed entirely by AI, grades and diplomas no longer represent actual capability. The professional world will eventually doubt the competence of graduates because what is being assessed is no longer their thinking ability, but simply their skill in operating automated system. This is dangerous for a country that needs a generation equipped with critical, adaptive, and creative capacities. If students are safe to depend on AI from the very beginning, we lose a generation of thinkers and produce only technology users who are easily replaceable. Therefore, as the deputy leader of opposition, I affirm that we are not rejecting technology itself, but rejecting the use of AI as substitute for genuine academic ability. To preserve fairness, integrity, and the long-term quality of education, we firmly oppose this motion. Thank you.
Okay, well, we support letting students use AI for schoolwork. I agree with that 100%. I know everyone has a different perspective, but AI for me it's smart help, not cheating. Opposition fears AI replaces learning, but that's wrong. AI does boring tasks like grammar checks, and then outlines, citations, or brainstorming ideas. And this saves hours so students can focus on deep thinking, analysis, and their own views. AI can't copy that easily, so students still write the final work themselves. Study shows AI boosts grades by 20 until 30% when used this way, making learning faster and better, and I felt that. Opposition claims that AI kills academic integrity by doing all thinking. No way. You're absolutely right that this misses the point. School isn't about manual typing or endless footnotes, but it's training critical judgment, research, and arguments. AI automates low-level work, freeing brain power for high-level tasks like evaluating sources or creating original solutions. And exactly, I couldn't agree more. For example, a student uses AI for an easy outline, then adds their analysis from class notes and life experiences. And in AI world, workers who master it can earn more than 40%. Thinking doesn't disappear, it just levels up to pro level. Plus, AI gives instant feedback, helping fix errors before submissions. Opposition says AI widens inequality, but opposite is true. Rich students always hire tutors for outlines, edits, or plans, and it's costing thousands. Free AI like ChatGPT gives every kid that help instantly. Yes, good point. Banning AI hurts poor students most because they use free tools secretly without rules, risking bad habits or punishment. Rich kids practice premium AI at home safely. Our plan brings AI to class, teachers guide usage, check processes, and then ensure ethics. I fully support this too. But AI personalizes learning. Slow readers get simple explanations, fast ones get challenges. It analyzes progress, suggests fixes, like extra math practice. And then teachers waste time grading basics or planning, and AI handles that again. Like auto check spellings and then structure, even plagiarism in seconds. For remote areas, AI tutors 24/7. Indonesian examples like apps like Ruang Guru use AI for personalized paths and raising scores nationwide. Okay, I know we're on the same page. Jobs now demand AI skills. 90% companies use it. But don't be worried, our grads won't be lazy. They'll just be efficient for solving big problems. And AI teaches ethics too, like cite sources properly and avoid over-reliance. And that's a great addition because for a long term, AI spots weak, spots early, like reading issues and then fixing them fast. It motivates with fun games and then boosts confidence, of course, and no more boring drills, just learning feels alive. Thank you.
So, okay, we as the opposition stand firmly against the motion to allow students to use artificial intelligence for their assignment. The government attempts to frame AI as a helpful tool for efficiency, claiming it merely automates low-value tasks like outlining and summarizing. We argue this is a dangerous illusion. These so-called low-value tasks are the very foundational cognitive drills that build intellectual muscle. Learning to outline is learning structural logic and argument construction. Manually summarizing a text is the process of deep reading, critical comprehension, and synthesis without plagiarism. If a student outsources this essential step, they are not learning to think, they are learning to delegate their thinking. The government policy is not about augmentation, it is about substitution disguised as modernization, leading directly to the erosion of core academic skills, the very skills a degree is supposed to validate. The second and the most critical point of disagreement is the inevitable destruction of academic integrity. The government's model relies entirely on the student promise that the final work must always reflect the student's own critical synthesis. This is hopelessly naive. We must face the reality of student behavior. When a shortcut is available, the majority will take it. AI doesn't just check grammar, it can generate entire convincing argument. Students will use it to bypass the effort required for deep understanding, moving the process of intellectual discovery from student mind to the machine. This creates a crisis for educators who can no longer confidently assess what knowledge belongs to the student and what belongs to the AI. If the assessment process is compromised, the value of the degree is fundamentally diminished. We are not producing highly efficient problem solvers. We are producing graduates who are dependent on a machine. Lack of the unassisted critical voice necessary for true innovation. Finally, we must reject the government claim that AI acts as a great equalizer. While we acknowledge the current issue of inequalities, simply handling a struggling student a powerful tool without ensuring they possess the foundational skill is not empowerment. It is a recipe for dependence. The students who will benefit most from AI are those who already possess strong analytical skill and know how to use AI merely to polish an already excellent paper. However, students who are truly struggling will use the AI for substitution, becoming merely operators of the technology rather than original thinkers. This policy risks graduating a population with a surface level grasp of concept, making genuine skill gaps behind polished AI-generated prose. The solution to educational inequality is better teaching and more personalized human support, not a blanket policy that encourages students to outsource their learning.
AI can amplify and enhance learning when guided responsibly. First, on the issue of critical thinking, AI makes students passive and removes the need to analyze or evaluate ideas. This is only true if AI is used without structure. The government model is not AI with no rules, but AI integrated education, where teachers design tasks that require students to critique, compare, and challenge AI outputs. Instead of eliminating the thinking process, AI becomes a tool that exposes students to multiple perspectives, instantly forcing them to evaluate which ideas are valid and why. This actually strengthens analytical skills rather than weakening them. Second, regarding academic integrity, paints a picture of widespread cheating, but ignores the fact that cheating already existed long before AI. Though through plagiarism websites, group chats, and answers keys. Banning AI does not stop misuse. It only drives it underground. The government approach, training teachers, improving detection tools, and restructuring assessments to focus on oral defense, process logs, and AI-assisted reasoning creates more transparent learning environments where misuse is harder, not easier. Third, AI widens inequality because wealthier students will have better access in reality. Banning AI creates inequality because privileged students will still use AI privately while disadvantaged students lose the opportunity entirely. A regulated government-supported AI policy ensures every student, rich or poor, accesses the same tools for learning, closing the digital divide rather than widening it. Fourth, warns about long-term dependence, as if avoiding AI tools prepare students for the future, but the world they will enter, universities, workplace, digital industries, already depends on AI. Refusing to teach AI literacy does not prevent dependence. It produces a generation unprepared for global competition. The responsibility of education is not to free students in the past, but to equip them to navigate the technologies of future with responsibilities, ethics, and skill. For all these reasons, concerns collapse under scrutiny. They assume misuse instead of responsible use, fear change instead of adapting to it, and ignore the realities of the world students are entering. The government stands firm. Integrating AI is not a threat to education, it is the evolution of education.
Okay, so the deputy leader of the opposition has firmly rejects the motion to legalize AI for student assignments. The opposition's core arguments are: first, the erosion of learning. AI doesn't function as a simple tool, but replaces the student's own thinking process, leading to the avoidance of genuine learning. Two, the threat to academic integrity. It creates an unfair assessment environment where it's impossible to distinguish between student work and AI-generated output, undermining academic integrity. 3. The educational inequality. The police widens the achievements gap as access to quality AI depends on a student's economic capacity and digital resource. And the last, long-term damage. Dependence on AI produces students lacking fundamental analytical skills, which harms their future in higher education and the workforce. This devaluates diplomas and damages the country's future need for a critical, creative, and adaptable workforce. The opposition clarifies that they are not against technology itself, but we are against using AI as a substitute for genuine academic ability. We oppose the motion to protect educational fairness, integrity, and a long-term quality. The purpose of assignments is not merely to produce the correct answer, but to train the thinking process, analyzing, evaluating, and constructing ideas. If students are allowed to freely use AI for their assignment, that entire process disappears. AI can summarize text, write essays, and solve problems in seconds. Students will no longer learn how to form arguments, conduct research, or understand the concept deeply. As a result, we produce a generation that looks smart on paper. They may look smart, but lack real intellectual ability. This defeats the fundamental purpose of the education itself. For all these reasons, the erosion of learning, the collapse of academic integrity, the widening of inequality, and the long-term dependence on AI, we, the opposition, firmly reject this motion. We are not rejecting technology. We are rejecting a policy that destroys the very core of education. In this debate, we have shown why the government's proposal fails both in principle and in practice. Our stance remains clear. The motion must be rejected. Thank you for your attention.